Hi everyone, this is Barre Pilates with Rio. So all you need today is a nice comfortable place for you to be reclined on. This can be a yoga mat, this can be a blanket. You need a sturdy chair or desk or some kind of surface that you'll be able to hold onto without it falling over. That's all you really need for class today. And then what I recommend is for you to play some music during this video. Rather than imposing my own music style on you, I'd rather you play your own music. So I recommend you play something nice and upbeat, something that really gets your body and energy pumping, something you really like, some kind of pop, hip hop, whatever it is, just gets you into that groove. So we're gonna start in a tabletop position. So you're gonna just come onto your hands and knees. We're gonna start with a very simple and gentle warm up. So just come onto your hands and knees. Your knees should be about hip width distance apart, so your knee is right below that hip, your wrist is right below that shoulder. And you're just gonna come into this nice neutral tabletop. We're gonna do a very simple warm up. We're gonna take cat and cows. This is a pretty popular warm up in yoga and it works really well for Pilates as well. So inhale, you're gonna lift the hips and the shoulders up into the air, dropping that belly down towards the ground. Exhale, push the ground away with your hands and your knee. Really pull into that navel there. Inhale, coming into cow. Exhale, coming into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then let's just take some side to side movements. So bringing the left shoulder, left hip together. Right shoulder, right hip together. We're gonna do this in cow and cat. So just doing this just a couple times to the left and right. Let's just take some free-ranging movements here. Maybe you want to do some rolls, rotation. We're just waking up those joints and everything here before we get into a really difficult practice. So remembering to breathe, deep inhales, deep exhales here. Let's just continue going around. And then let's find ourselves back in our neutral tabletop. And then we're gonna just warm up our legs before we get into any standing sequences. So what I want you to do is just kick that left foot back, and you want your left hip to be in line with that right hip. Don't lift it too high up, don't let it sag down. Just keep that left leg up. Most people like to point or flex their toe just to keep their entire leg active. This is just a warm up, so you do what's more comfortable for you. I like to point my toe. And then we're gonna start some gentle pulses. So going up and up and up and up. The pulsing rate is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And throughout the class today, this will be our pulsing rate. So the music that you cue should be somewhat in this realm of what your pulsing rate is. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keeping it easy here for the warm-ups. We're gonna just do 8 more here for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and leave that leg up there. You're gonna bend, point the toes towards the ceiling, and then we're gonna start pulsing up. So the feeling here is trying to touch that ceiling with that left toe. So we're poking here. Try to get that poke coming from the toes, coming from the feet, trying to get up to that ceiling. So we're going poke and poke and poke and poke. Poke and poke and poke and poke. Really just trying to touch that ceiling there for another 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and hold it up there. Hold, hold, hold. Lift it up 1 more inch. Lift it up 1 more inch and holding here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and drop that knee down to the ground. We're going to lift our right leg now, waking up that right side. Make sure that hip is not too high. Make sure it's not too low, just right. Perfect position here, in line with that left hip. And then starting our pulses on the other side. So we're going to pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And hopefully you guys got some upbeat music going on in there so that it really helps to energize and invigorate you through this practice. Going up and up and up and up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And just pulsing here for another 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and you're going to hold it up there, bend that leg again, point that toe towards the ceiling, and we're going to poke away at the ceiling. We're going poke and poke and poke and poke. Poke and poke and poke and poke. Really trying to touch that ceiling with that toe. And we're going poke and poke and poke and poke. And hopefully you're thinking, wow, this is pretty easy because this is our warm-up. And don't worry, we're going to get really intense in those legs soon. So remember this feeling of ease because it won't be like this forever. And just doing this for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And hold it up there. Hold, hold, hold. Lift it up 1 more inch. Lift it up 1 more inch. Holding here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And dropping that knee down onto the ground. We're going to just push back into a child's pose for a moment. Walk those hands up to be in a perfect child's pose position. Deep inhale in here. Deep exhale out. And then what we're going to do is just roll ourselves up, transitioning to a standing position. So what I like to do is place my hands onto the ground because most people don't like to actually sit down on their shins. Then while I'm here, I just like to flip over onto my toes and then press my foot back and then push myself up into this nice, juicy forward fold. Deep inhale in here. Deep exhale out. Your knees are going to be bent deeply as you slowly roll yourself up. Finding yourself in a nice standing position. And then just roll your shoulder blades back. Deep inhale. Deep exhale here. And then finding yourself in a nice standing position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk to the center of my mat, and you guys hopefully can join me there, because I want you to be close enough to your chair that you can rest a wrist onto that chair. I don't want any death grips on that chair. That's not what the chair is for. It's not to make the practice easier or take any weight off of your legs. The chair is just there for balance. So you're going to place your wrist lightly on it. If you really want to hold on to it, you can. Just make sure you're not death gripping it. And we're helping our body balance because this is not a balance exercise. This Barre Pilates class is a strength building exercise. And so we want to be able to isolate our leg muscles without having to worry about falling over. So let's wake up those feet now. We woke up those thighs nicely with that easy warm up. So now we're going to wake up the feet. So we're going to go up onto our toes and down. Up and down. Up and down. And this is just the same pace of our pulses there where we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's a little bit slower, but we're just trying to wake up those toes, wake up those heels, wake up the feet because the feet are really hard to wake up. We already woke up the rest of our legs there, but we really want our feet and our calves to kind of be like, oh, hello there, we're here too. So let's just do these for another 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and heels down. And what you're going to do is bring your heels back to the back of your mat. If you're not on a yoga mat, that's fine. What you're just going to do is just glue your heels together. You're trying to make a 90-degree angle with your feet there. So your heels are going to be glued together. Do not release the heels away from each other. And then you're going to lift the heels up into the air. You're on your toes, but your heels are glued together. Remember, I'm not here. The heels are glued together. And then you're going to bend deeply in the legs. This is a plie position. Make sure you're not leaning forward. Make sure you're not leaning back. You want your chest up, shoulder, hip, all in line with each other. And this is coming directly on top of those heels. Again, your hand is here for balance. But if you don't need it and you're really an expert in maintaining balance, you can of course place a hand at prayers here. And then what we're going to do is start pulsing. So we're going to pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. Pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. And remember, the rate of our pulses is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And just do these here. It may feel a little easy, or you may already start to feel some intensity in those quads. If you feel like it's too easy, you just go down a little bit deeper. The more you're bent in those legs, the harder this is for you. But don't worry if it's not feeling too bad yet. It will get burning in just a second. So we're going to keep pulsing here. We're going 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And you're going to hold it down there. Be really deep. And then what we're going to do is wrap those knees out. So they're going out and out and out and out. out, and out, and out, and out. And notice how my heels are still glued together, and you're not trying to bring the knees in. You're only thinking about pressing them out, and releasing the tension in the muscles is what brings it back into resting position. But that doesn't mean I'm squeezing my knees in and out. It's just going out, and out, and out, and out. Out, and out, and out, and out. And you should really feel those legs waking up now. If you don't, again, go deeper and pulsing out here for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And now what we're going to do is pulsing out at the same time. So we're going pulse out, pulse out, pulse out, pulse out. So every time I'm pulsing down, my knees are going out. And the combination of both really gets those thighs burning. Feel those thighs. Feel those calves. Again, if you don't feel it, just go down lower. Really feel some burning here. You should be warming up. You should be screaming now. Just continuing these. Hopefully your music is keeping you going. And let's do these for another 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and hold it there. Go down 1 more inch, press those knees out. I want you to go down 1 more inch, press, 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 press. Holding here for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And you can release, fold forward, shake those legs out. Give them a nice break. Deep inhale. Deep exhale here. Hopefully you felt some intensity throughout those entire legs. We're going to keep it going. Find your V again. Find that 90-degree angle. Heels together. Toes pointing out. And now what you're going to do, please listen carefully, is you're going to step that right foot forward, but only forward. 6 inches forward. If you have a mat, then it's perfect because your left heel is on the back of the mat and your right toe is in the front of the mat. If you don't have a mat, that's okay. You're going to just do about 6 inches here, just stepping it forward. As you saw, my right foot did not move left or right, so if I move it back, my 90-degree angle plie position is still there. So you're just going forward 6 inches, and you're going to lift the right heel up, but your left heel is down on the ground, and then we're going back into that bent knee position. So knees bend deeply, pressing out, and keeping that right heel up. What it does is it actually puts all the weight in that left leg. You'll feel that left quad wake up and say hello to you soon. So let's start those pulses, going down and down and down and down. Down and down and down and down. Remember, the rate of the pulse that we're doing is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Try to keep that right heel up as high as you can, but if it's too much for you, you can drop it down. It's not that big of a deal. It's more important for your legs to really feel something here. You want to try to keep your shoulders above the hips, above that left heel there, and you want to feel all that intensity in the left quad. Let's start pulsing here for another 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and you're going to hold it there, and you know what's coming. It's the wraps out. So we're going out and out and out and out. Out and out and out and out. And you should really be feeling that left quad there. Again, how do you make it harder? Go deeper and really just press out. Feel like you're only going out and you're not coming in. The in is just the release of the muscles. You're not intentionally trying to bring those knees in. So we're going out and out and out and out. And doing these here for another 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And what are we doing? We're doing the pulse outs. Pulse out, pulse out, pulse out. Really feel that left leg. My calf and my thigh are screaming here. If yours aren't, go deeper. Keep that chest high. Don't lean forward. Don't lean back. Let's keep this going. We're almost there. Gonna do this for another 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and hold it there. Go down 1 more inch. Press those legs out. Release your hand if you can. Go down a little bit lower. Hold, 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 hold for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and release. And what most people will want to do at this point is to lift the left heel to the glute, give that quad a nice stretch. It seems so counterintuitive that the right heel is up, but all the weight is in that left leg, but that's exactly what's happening. Your left leg should be thanking you now, and the right leg is probably feeling a little bit left out and forgotten, so let's give it some love. Find yourself back in that plie position, 90-degree angle, and this time, left foot is moving up. Remember, 6 inches forward, don't move it left or right at all, 6 inches just forward, so that if I bring my left foot back, I still have my plie there. So left foot forward, and we're rising onto that left toe, bringing the heels up into the air, right heel down on the ground. If you want to keep the left heel down, that's fine. But you want to keep that right heel down on the ground no matter what. That's what puts all the weight there. Hip, shoulder, heels in line. Bend down. Press those knees out. Pulse. Pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. Pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. And there you go. Your right leg is not feeling so left out anymore. It should be waking up already. So really feel it. If you don't feel anything, just go lower and make sure that shoulder is on top of the hip. We're pulsing here. We're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keep those pulses going. Feel those legs. Feel them waking up. They're saying hello, hello. Let's keep it going. We're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And pulsing here for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and you're going to hold it down there, and we're going to wrap out. So press those knees out. Going out, and out, and out, and out. Out, and out, and out, and out. And ooh, my legs are on fire. If yours aren't, go deeper. Remember, you could always make this a lot harder on yourself. Just keep it going. Keep wrapping out. Going wrap, and wrap, and wrap, and wrap. And wrapping here for another 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and you're going to hold it out there, and then we're going to do our wrap pulses. We're almost done with this sequence, so really just hold it. I know your legs are on fire, mine are too. They're going to really thank you tomorrow for putting all this effort in. So we're going pulse wrap, pulse wrap, pulse wrap, pulse wrap. Every time you go down, those legs are going out. Right leg is screaming, I know. Just keep it going. This is not that much longer. And we're going for another 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and hold it down there. Go down a little bit more. Press those legs out. Hold, 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 hold. Holding here for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And you can release. We're going to hug that right heel into our glutes. Give your right quad a nice stretch there. Thank you for all this effort. Deep inhale in. Deep exhale out. Inhale here. Exhale, hold. If you want to shake your legs out, give it a nice rest for a moment because we're going to blast it again. So now what we're going to do is face our chair. And you want to just be in position so that your wrist is nice and rested on there. And then what you're going to do is bend deeply in those legs. You want to bring your hips down as far as you can. Keep that chest up. Let's not slouch here. We slouch enough throughout the day already. So we're just going to bend down. Make sure your knees are not past those toes here, except when we come up onto our toes and lift our heels up. Then the knees can pass it a little bit. But while we're here with the heels down, we don't want the knees to pass. It's okay if you're all the way up here. Just bend down as far as you can. And each time you take the class, you go down a little bit further. So we're going to hold here. And then we're going to start easy. We're going to go right heel up, right heel down. Left heel up, left heel down. Again, just starting easy, letting our entire lower body wake up. I mean, it should already be awake, but in case this is different muscle groups that we're working here, and they're just not fired up yet, we're just starting easy. Going up and down, right and down, left and down, right and down. And let's just do these here for another 4, left, 3, left, 2, left, right, left. And let's leave both heels down, and let's just start pulsing here. We're going pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. And you'll notice that my hip is not super low. It doesn't have to be. My quads are still working here. But if your legs are a lot stronger than mine, and you want to be all the way down here, that's amazing. You be as low as you need to be to feel this. But I'm all the way up here, and my legs are screaming. So don't feel bad if you're not as low as other people. You just go wherever your legs can. And we're just going to keep pulsing here. And if you can, you lift the right heel up as we continue these pulses. So we're going to pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. And pulsing here for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And what you're going to do, drop the right heel down, lift the left heel up, and pulsing again. We're going pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. This is just a short sequence because I know it's really hard and really fires up those quads. You really don't need to do long exercises for this because it's a real burn. We're going to do another 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And now what I want everybody to do is make sure that your feet are hip-width distance apart. So if you need to come out of the pose and just walk out, let's get our feet hip-width distance, and then we're going to bend down again into that position. And then what we're going to do is, if you can, both heels are going to rise up into the air, and you're going to press those knees out. So going out, and out, and out, and out. And if you remember, it's always just out. You're not bringing the knees in. So I'm going to face you. You can have your both hands on the chair for support. I just want you to see that my knees are going out, but they're never coming in. So there's no in. So it's just out, and out, and out, and out. But the knees never pass my hip width distance. If you need to drop your feet down to the ground, go ahead. You have more than enough intensity here in those legs without the heels up. Don't feel defeated. This is a beautiful thing. Listen to your body. And let's keep these going. I know it's really hard, but we're going to do that one final thing that I know all of you love, and it's the pulse out. So let's go pulse out, pulse out, pulse out, pulse out. Oh man, your legs are screaming, so are mine. I said this is going to be a short sequence. We're almost there. Let's do it for another 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and hold it, hold it, hold it. Let's go down 1 more inch. Hold, hold, hold. Press those knees out. Hold here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Great job. Release. Fold forward, shake those legs out. If you want to shake your legs out while you're standing, do that. We're doing 1 more sequence and then you're done. So let's move that chair out of the way. We don't need it anymore. And what we're going to do is find a wide stance here. Your feet are going to be about 45-degree angles. If you can go into a full parallel, that's fantastic. You can definitely do that. But most of us like to be about feet 45 degrees out. And then what you're going to do is bend deeply in those knees. Try to bring the hip as low as you can go. The goal is to actually bring it down to knee length, but that's a lot of intensity. So most of us will be here with our knees, with our hips a little bit above our knees. This is perfect. We call this goddess pose in yoga. And now we're going to start pulses here. We're going pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Feel those legs. I know they're screaming already. They're so tired, but we're almost done here. Keep it going. This is just the final 3-minute sequence, 4 minutes tops, I promise. So let's just keep it going. We're going pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. And let's keep these pulses going for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And you're going to hold it down there. We're going to go right heel up, right heel down. Left heel up, left heel down. Right heel up, right heel down. Left heel up, left heel down. Right and down. Left and down. Right and down. Left and down. And we're going to keep these going. We're going left, down. Right, down. You can continue at this pace, or if it's possible for you, we can do a switch. So we're going to go left to right. Left to right. Left
to right. But if this is too much intensity for you, just keep it left and right. This is working out more than enough. And if you're one of those people with really powerful legs and you're like, I don't feel anything, go deeper. Remember, the deeper you go, the harder this is. So going right, left, or we're doing the swatch. Let's continue these here for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and keep that right heel up, and then let's start pulsing here again. We're going to pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. Let's keep that shoulder, chest up, shoulder and hip in line. We're not leaning forward, we're not leaning back. If it's too much, just put the right heel down. Keep it pulsing. I know you're tired, but we're almost there. I'm tired too. If you're tired, it's a great thing. That means you're working hard. Let's pulse here for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and drop the right heel down, left heel up, and continuing these pulses here. Keep those knees out. Let's not knock them in. Let's not lean forward. Keep it up. Keep it going. We're almost there. So just pulsing here. We're going pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. Pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. And pulsing here for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And then what you're going to do is both heels down. Go as low as you can. If you can, this time try to get that hips in line with the knees. Chest up, chest up. This is it. This is the end. So go 100%. Low, 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 low. If you can, both heels up into the air. I know your legs are shaking, mine are too, but this is the end. Last 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and release everything. Most people want to bring their feet parallel, just folding down. Deep inhale, deep exhale here. And then what you're going to do is just fold down onto the mat just for a final stretch sequence. We're just going to pull our knees into our chest here. Deep inhale, deep exhale here. Kick the left foot out, and you can just pull the right foot towards your face. If you want to, you can keep this bent, or if you want a deep hamstring stretch, you're going to kick the foot up into the air to straight, flex those toes towards your face, and then pull the shape closer, closer, closer. Deep inhale, deep exhale here. And then if you want to, you can drop the shape over to the left with a straight foot, or if you want to take a traditional side stretch, you're just going to bend it. And if you want to, you can gaze over the right shoulder for a nice spinal twist here. Inhale here. Exhale, hold. Lifting that knee back up. Let's give it one more hug in before we kick it out. Left knee comes in, hug, 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 hug. Pull that knee into your chest. And then again, placing your hands behind your thigh, your left thigh this time. You can either just hug it in, or if you want to, you kick the foot out. You flex, flex, flex the toes towards your face, and then pull the shape closer. Feel a nice stretch in that left hamstring. As you pull deeper, the deeper that stretch is. Deep inhale, deep exhale here, and then you're going to swing it over to the other side, to the right side. I don't have enough space here, so I'm going to bend the knee, taking that nice spinal twist, gazes over that left shoulder. Inhale here, exhale, hold. And then just bring the left knee back into your chest. Hug, 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 hug. You can hug the right knee into your chest as well. Really just hug everything in. And we're going to just do a gentle rock forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, until you come up into a nice seated position. And we're going to just find ourselves in a nice comfortable seat to end class together. So if you can, just come into a comfortable seat, lift the chest up, hands on top of knees, just close your eyes. Let's feel our bodies here. I'm sure all of you feel very different when you first turned on this video. So recognize the level of effort you put in to make your body feel so great. I promise your legs will thank you tomorrow.
So show yourself gratitude, show yourself love for the amount of strength that you showed today, both internal and external. You all did amazing, so thank yourself for that. Congratulate yourself for that. Thank you so much for being a part of my practice. Namaste. Thanks very much, everyone. Again, this is a Barre and Pilates fusion class with a leg-focused burnout. Thanks very much. Have a great day.